sold 1502 East 7th Avenue, which consists of a restaurant, retail component, pizza shop, and a very, very large upstairs, about 20,000 square feet. This was an off-market property that I was told will never be sold by the owner. My buyer texted me one day randomly and said, I want this building. Ended up on the back patio of his home with my buyer and just put it together on Davis Island looking out at the water.
The Sapphire is a lounge and supper club. It's a luxury dining and entertainment experience to the likes of what you normally see in like a big city, New York, Vegas style. Originally, we started with 3 separate bays consisting of 15,000 square feet. And we were looking for a unique user, single tenant, who could execute a well thought out vision for the building. Luckily, the Sapphire team came to talk to us, and they had this unique concept unlike anything we've seen in Tampa Bay. It's a great place to go for drinks and entertainment, open late, and just have a good time.
The Anytime Fitness portfolio was a series of transactions following a significant merger for my client. The client came into control of 70 different fitness center properties, and they came together with a plan to grow that from 70 to 250 across 3 years. They approached me and they said, Drew, we would like you to lead this series of transactions. We really ramped up and worked hard. At the end of the day, these deals closed and the client was just incredibly pumped, and we were incredibly satisfied to have helped them achieve those results.
We signed a lease with Chef Pont and Bob Basham, one of the founders of Outback Steakhouse, to do an 8,000 square foot freestanding restaurant building with a huge outdoor patio, and it'll be a modern coastal fusion restaurant that will really elevate the restaurant scene in South Tampa. Bob Basham is a well-known South Tampa investor, restaurateur with a proven track record. He understood the real estate, so therefore he was a great candidate to take on this type of project. Even though it was a challenging deal to put together on all sides, there was a lot of moving pieces and a lot of fine-tuning of points, and we were also dealing with hurricane season, and therefore it was fun to work with them on making the terms work for the longevity of a deal, and then also working with them on design and size and scale to make it a successful project for the parcel.
Our client owned that building, and it was a Hooters when they owned it. They happened to have a loan coming due. We did that broker opinion and value, and they got word that their Hooters had gone completely dark and was no longer in operation. I was able to get a merchant developer, Frank Silverman. He acts quickly, but he's also willing to take risks if he believes in the value of the real estate. The property sees over 40,000 vehicles per day. So it's pretty much any retailer's dream. You know, he took a chance on it, and it's gonna reshape that corner to arguably one of the best pieces of real estate in Lakeland.
Crosswinds is owned or was owned by a client of ours out of Michigan. They owned it for quite a long time. It's a community center anchored by Michael's Haverty's, which had backfilled the Bed Bath & Beyond, and Bell's is the other anchor, along with some shops and an out parcel that came with it. They are ready to take their money out and recycle it into some development stuff that they do. We had a good client of ours out of Atlanta, and we knew this would be potentially a good fit for them. So they ended up winning it, and we went under contract a couple weeks before we were set to close. We actually had to dodge 2 hurricanes back to back at that time, about a week apart, and kind of hold our breath that nothing was damaged or, irreparably that would mess up the deal. So we got really lucky, great spot for executing a retail plan, and in a submarket that continues to be a very strong retail corridor in the Tampa MSA.